As per usual lately, we're starting out today's episode with a shout out to one of you guys. I'm going with ShayMoose17. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. Love all your comments, bringing positivity over here. Let's get this thing going. Ralph has got to finish cutting. He cut for like 3 hours yesterday on that huge rock, trying to fit the weir rock in. It's hard stuff.
My knees hurt.
Yeah, he was down on his knees for a few hours, so we're actually going to cut the weir stone because it's a softer stone and see if we can't fit it in that way. So Ralph, that's your first order of business this morning?
Yep, got to get that boulder set.
All right, let's get this thing rocking. Good news is we found the perfect rocks for this waterfall.
Bad news is we got to move it.
We put them in and lined up where the frame rock's going on the left side. It's just too tight right here. So now we've got to take the rocks back out, pull the liner up, go back further with our grading, and then reset everything. You know, it only kills like 2 hours. It's cool. We are really cooking now. Ralph is just doing some tightening up in the stream section so that we can start to get ready to put a bib liner in there. I've talked about that before. We're actually gonna put some gravel inside this whole pooling area to raise it up a little bit, and then we put another liner on top, cut it to fit all the rocks, and then we'll actually foam it in place so that it'll hold water above the other liner. Sean and Charlie are setting some outcropping stones, which are gonna help bring the edge out, so when they do their planting, it's not just dirt falling off of the edge of the waterfall. It'll give a nice look where it's extended out like it would be in nature. There would be other boulders outside of the actual waterfall. Now is when we have to get our big outcropping boulders in because we're going to lose our access up top once we build the last section of waterfall. Ed's over there with the big loader. He is getting all those enormous boulders and he's going to bring them over so that we can start incorporating those into our hillside. Today we're expecting to have our outcropping stones done, possibly get started on this last level of the waterfall. That would be fantastic because that would give us at least some breathing room because we still have to do plumbing and all the finish work that goes into this, which is quite a bit to make this thing run. So we better get back to work. This rock right here was so heavy that that machine was coming off the ground trying to set it, but we got it in place. Our outcropping here, we got one more to set, and that's pretty well as far as we're gonna go with this. Now we can backfill all these boulders, run our plumbing up, and then finish up our waterfall. We are so excited about this section of waterfall. We've got these huge frame rocks. You can see Steve standing next to it. This thing is humongous. I love big boulders like this. And in here, we're gonna have all kinds of crashing and twisting and turning, starting our waterfall. It's looking awesome. We are gonna work on just doing some backfilling tonight, getting prepped for tomorrow where we can set up our wetland filter and finish doing our rock work on the ancillary stuff around the stream, some outcroppings, and Friday we are firing this thing up. Guys, we're having a great time out here. I hope you're enjoying this. I will see you tomorrow. I feel like winter's really trying to make its way in here because it is cold this morning. Not looking forward to that. It gets, and especially here in Long Island, it's so windy, it just cuts right through you. Enough complaining, let's talk about what we're gonna get done today. We are at the top of the waterfall. Directly behind this large stone right here is where our constructed wetland filter is gonna go. That's gonna be filtering this system. So what we have to do is actually pull back our waterfall liner. We're gonna put our wetland liner behind these rocks and then backfill everything so that it's got that overlap and everything is tied together. These are some of the monster boulders we set last night, and you can see this is framing a waterfall that's coming in right here. So we've still got to do something over here to keep the water from going that way. And then back in this area here is going to be the drop coming out of that wetland filter. But no matter the weather, the fact that I can be out here with my good friends building these awesome water features just makes me smile. So we are going to get started here today, get this thing rocking. I assume we're going to have a good portion of this rock work done today. And tomorrow should just be touch-ups and fire it up. Let's get it going. We've got a really cool edge going on here in the stream. You can see we beached this whole section out. So when you're looking from the house, you can see directly into that stream. It's not gonna obstruct that waterfall or this awesome big rock. So we're doing this really for visibility and to change up our edge treatment a little bit, but it's looking pretty nice. Things just flow right out of where the water's going to be. So that water's gonna be ripping through here, right up on these cobbles, making the turn around this boulder. And you'll be able to see right through to that waterfall. Now, as we're finishing, we're doing things like cobble areas, bringing dirt up against the back of the rocks, changing things up a little bit like you would see in nature, where maybe there was a wash of gravel behind some rocks or in front of some rocks, or the dirt just comes into it. They're gonna be doing mostly turf around here, so they'll bring the turf right up to the edge so you have that beautiful contrast of green and the browns and the grays and the rocks. It's gonna look really sharp. We can start on finishing up this whole pooling area, which is gonna involve doing our bib liner, and then we're gonna foam the edges, put our gravel in, maybe add a couple cobbles here just to break things up, and then we can jump up to the next section. So check it out. This was made, timbers they collected to build the houses here, which are probably over 200 years old. So they had some extra timbers laying around and they put this bridge together. Super sturdy and structural. They're gonna be able to drive the golf cart right across this thing. It's gonna span the wetland filter with the waterfall flowing off on one side. So it's gonna be pretty cool. You'll be able to drive, see the waterfall and all that kind of stuff going down the hill as you cruise around in your golf cart. I love all these cool elements that we're incorporating into this water feature. This is going to be epic. The whole place is just amazing. Between the swim pond, these amazing structures, all this property out here at the end of Long Island. We're getting close to the end of day 4 and there's still quite a bit of work to do. Ed and Sean are working on getting the constructed wetland rocked in so they can put the rocker blocks in, and then they can finish doing the layers of cobble and gravel on top of that, and they'll finally set some boulders. So there's still quite a bit of work to do up there. Not sure that's all going to happen today, so that's probably a finish up tomorrow thing, but we're working on edges now. Now we've got all hands on deck. We need everybody over here tomorrow because tomorrow's D-Day. There's no more time. So we're gonna get back at it, get as much as possible done before it gets dark today, hit it tomorrow, and hopefully get this thing going. See you tomorrow. This is it. Last day I am here. We made good progress up to this point, but there's still quite a bit to do before the end of the day today, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Like, are we gonna make this happen?
We're absolutely going to make this happen.
I see electricians running power out here. That's a good sign.
Yes, yes.
Because when we're ready, we can plug those pumps in. But let me walk you guys through, and actually maybe Ed will take us through and tell us what's left to do to make this thing actually work today.
We got a little bit of plumbing work over here to do. Finish up this edge over here. The back edge is pretty much done. We got this one little place in the basin still yet to do. It's a little beach out area. April's going to take care of that. We're working on getting the wetland finished at this point in time. Sean Frost is up there working on that. We're getting machines fueled, and we're going to rock this thing out.
So we did get this whole section tightened up yesterday, which looks great. You see the beached in area here. You'll see that water flowing right around that rock. This waterfall is just about ready to go. April's doing some trimming here, and she'll finish that little section. Got to add a tiny bit of gravel here, and that's finished. Now we're on to this whole waterfall here. So we've got to close off this area and do some sort of framing in here to keep the stream in this space here. And then what's going to happen is we'll fill it up with some gravel, do a bib liner, add our lights and stuff, and then that'll be good to go. More of the same, where we've got to frame this side of the waterfall. We want waterfall spilling off of this rock, so we have to contain this area. And then we've got the drop coming out of the wetland filter. There's a bit of work to do up there to make that all jive and work. The biggest piece yet to be finished is this constructed wetland filter. As you can see, it's not even close to being done. Sean and Steve were working on this yesterday, and now they've got to finish this, because without this, we can't run it. Sean, it pretty much comes down to you being the reason we do or don't run this thing. How do you feel about that?
I have no problem with that.
Does that mean it's going to happen?
Of course it's going to happen.
All right, that's what I want to hear.
I didn't say today, but it's going to happen.
That's not what we want to hear. We got to get rolling. Let's finish this thing up. Well, as you can see, we lost the sunlight. We finally got the bridge set. We got a couple rocks to set around the bridge in the wetland filter, and we're gonna finish this tonight. I'm gonna stop back in the morning. They're calling for heavy rain tomorrow. I don't know what that's gonna mean, but we're gonna try and get some finished shots. Guess I'll see you in the morning. And it's raining really hard right now, so we can't get any finished shots, which means I have to come back to Long Island to shoot this thing, which is actually a blessing because we're putting a larger pump on it. So I don't really want to show you guys the way it looks now. It's a little weak. I blame that on Ed. He's so cheap, he puts small pumps on it. He's gonna pick up a bigger pump this week, so I'll come out in the couple weeks following and I'll do a whole reveal, and you're gonna see that right now. We're back, it's not raining anymore, and Ed put the larger pump on. This looks incredible. What are your thoughts after 5 days to build this monster? What are your thoughts?
The thoughts, it's awesome. Adding that other pump, which was bigger, which gave us the volume of water we wanted, it's awesome.
Yeah, so I guess enough talking. Let's just show them what we came up with.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, you guys go subscribe, like, comment. I want to hear what you think about our team coming together to build these incredible projects, especially this one. This is my favorite waterfall this year, without a doubt. What do you think, Ed?
It's mine. It comes in a close second with the other one.
You're really selling it for me. I love it. See you guys on the next one.